Hey, welcome back. Good to see you again. Thanks for joining the channel. Today on the bench we have our Marantz SR-840 back again. Today we're going to do alignment only. We're not doing any repairs, so it's going to be probably a long drawn out process. I don't know. I'm looking at the build sheet here. We got steps 1 to 20 on this page, 21 to 29, so we got a lot of steps to go through. It seems like there's quite a few for AM. This is all AM up to this point, and then after that's FM. Not too much for FM, but this shows our adjustment points, our test points, how they want to set up our tests for the AM loop antennas, and IHF dummy is a 200 picofarad capacitor in line with the signal generator. And then when we do our measurements, we load the tape out with a 47K resistor, so we can do all that. But I've never heard this thing on the AM band yet. I connected a loop antenna for the first time, so let's listen to AM. Turn off the tape monitor and let's go up and scan. So it does wrap around. That one's working all right.
Last month, a lawyer for Google suddenly showed up at a city council meeting and said this.
Yeah, plus I represent.
Now this station here, 740, it always has that whiny drone in the background. If you can listen to that.
That's the sound of the crowd at City Hall cheering Google's decision to shelve the project.
Okay.
Things about its potential effect on
So let's go up higher. 840.
Community 880 Chan, Edmonton's news.
Space was impossible. Remember the time when Moses asked to see the glory?
It's not bad actually. It's actually working pretty good. So, yeah, I don't think we have much to do to the AM portion. So let's work our way through it. Now, you notice it says on the top here, let me zoom in. When you see this, it says AM stereo, FM stereo. Now, I'm pretty sure there's no Sequom chip in this receiver. I looked and looked and I didn't find it. It's mentioned in the manual, the service manual, but it's not in the receiver. And why would they put this AM light here? I don't know. I think the 940 has the Sequom AM stereo decoder. I'm not sure on that, but we'll check into that. So first up, we have no signal dial at the low end of the band, and then we connect a DC voltmeter test 0.5 and adjust TO103 to get this measurement here, depending on our gold mark, no mark, silver mark. And if I look on the board, don't know if you can see this, it's in the way. You see these are our variactor diodes here. One here and one here, and they both have gold paint on top. Okay. So we got our meter connected. I have to tune this down to 5. Let's tune this down to 530. Oops, went too far. Turn the scan off too would help. 530, there we go. Alright, so our gold mark should be at 1.6 volts, plus or minus 100 millivolts. And we're there, but we can tweak that even a little better. And we adjust T103. Let me get my adjustment tools out. So we need to adjust T103, which is this one here. Let's turn this down. Turn this down right to 1.6. We'll leave it there. Okay. Went a little too far. How accurate do you want it? A little higher? Come on. Alright, I'm going to leave it there. Then we tune to the top of the band at 1620 kilohertz. And let me just switch this around. 1620. And then we should have the top of the band we should have 18.8 volts plus or minus 100 millivolts. And we are there as well. And we adjust TC102. Where's TC102? 18 point, you know what, I'm going to leave that. That's 18.8, that's close enough. So we're done that step. So I can go and check. 1.6. 18.8, not too bad, pretty good. So our next step is 4 and 5 to test point 3 through the dummy, the 200 picofarad. We're going to inject a 450 kilohertz cycle signal, and where there's no other station. Now I don't have a sweep generator. We're going to do distortion meter, so we're going to adjust for minimum distortion on T104. So let me set that up. So I went to go connect the clip to test point 4. You can see test point 4 right here, and then the post fell over, like it wasn't even soldered, like it just fell over. So I have to stop everything, take the tuner board out, resolder that post, and so yeah, give me a minute here. Alright, just going through step 5 right now, sending a signal into test point 3 through a 200 picofarad cap. Signal generator is set for 450 kilohertz. No signal on the band, and I'm going this method here, adjusting T104 for minimum distortion. Well, my distortion meter is not picking it up. There's just too much noise. So what I'm doing is just doing it by ear, and I can show you here. Let's turn up the volume on the signal. Actually, let's turn this down. Let's turn up the volume on this receiver. Okay, watch your ears. Yeah, I'm just going to adjust this for the best. I think it's right here. That's by ear. Turn that down. Okay, now we're on to step 6. Built-in AM antenna, loop antenna. Okay, we have to radiate a signal into the loop antenna. So I'll set that up. First we're doing 600 kilohertz. And we're going to adjust T101, T102 for maximum signal. And then we'll do it on the high end of the band. And then adjust capacitor 101-1, 101-2 for maximum signal. So let me get set up and we'll do that. Alright, set up at 600 kilohertz. Receiving the signal. Signal generator is at 600 kilohertz and minus 80 dB. I'll turn this up as I need it. And there's our signal strength. So turn this up a bit. Get a clean signal. Okay, so I'm going to adjust 101 for maximum signal. And here we go. It's got a little bit of a peak on there I got. Right there, I think. I'll back it off a bit. Right there, I'm going to leave it at that. That's maximum. And what's my other adjustment? My other adjustment is T102. Let's adjust T102. Okay, here we go. Wrong way. Okay, that one was already peaked. Good. So we finished 6. Let's go to 7. Let's go 1400 kilohertz. Do the same thing with these two tuning capacitors. It's 1400, right on the money. Signal generator is at 1400, again, minus 80 dB. Okay, let me increase the strength of the signal. There. Get a good noise free. And then we'll adjust. What are we adjusting first? TC101, where is it? There we go. Yeah, it was already peaked. I'm going to go down, up, and down. It's right there. TC102 is the one next to it. Adjust this one as well. That one was just off peak, but we got a peak right here. So that's as good as it's going to get. I'm just testing the AM muting. I'm going to turn down the signal here. Go down. Turn off this noise. Let's go down. Okay, that's good. I think it's good. I'm not going to adjust that. You can bring it back. If I turn the signal up, it brings up the muting again. Okay, I'm going to leave that alone. Okay, so the last one we do is the AM stop signal. No signal going in. Tune the receiver for 1000 kilohertz. Frequency counter on pin test point 7. And here we're going to adjust tuning capacitor 216 on the TIP printed circuit board. And we're looking for 1.45 megahertz on the frequency counter. So the tuning capacitor we're looking for is this one right here, and this is the microprocessor, and this is the adjustment for it. C216 is a 2.2 picofarad. TC201 is a 30 picofarad frequency adjust. I think they got this wrong. This is the one we're adjusting right here. This is 216. Don't know if you can see it down here. A little tuning capacitor right there. I'm just going to put my screwdriver on. That's my adjustment. That should be our frequency. So we need 1.450, not 34. So I'm going to turn this cap a bit. On the wrong way, I think. Really doesn't have any effect. I can't adjust it. Either way, I wonder what's going on here. Let me shut that off. We might be getting interference. What we're listening to. I'm getting a lot of noise. Let me try this. Well, I can't get it to adjust, so I'm going to leave it right where it was. I think the interference I'm getting is affecting that count, so I'm just going to leave it alone. Okay, for FM, starting on the FM, doing the same thing as we did for the AM, we're going to set up the variactor diodes. So at the no signal, low end of the band, 87.9 megahertz, we set up our test gear on test point 5, I believe. And then we adjust T2 for 3 volts, plus or minus half a volt. High end of the band, 107.9, adjust T2 for 21 volts. I wonder why there's a difference. One's going to affect the other, so why? Well, we'll try and get this as close as we can. Alright, we're at 87.9 on the dial, and we have 2.975, pretty darn close to 3. I'm not going to adjust that. We're at 107.9 on the dial. Our reading's pretty close to 21 volts. I'm not going to adjust it. I'm going to leave that alone. Alright, next step, discriminator. So we're going to send a signal into the FM antenna terminals at 98 megahertz. And we're going to set the tuner for 98 megahertz. And we're going to adjust T001-1, T001-2. We're going to use a DC voltmeter on test point 1, test point 2. So that is test point 1, test point 2, and this is our adjustment coils right here. This is a 1 and this is 2. Okay, I'm going to increase the signal. Okay, there's our signal. We got 19 millivolts. 19.5. We should have 0. Plus or minus 1 millivolt. Okay, so let's try this. See if we can get this close. Turning it counterclockwise is the wrong direction. Clockwise. Alright, gotta keep going here. Getting close. Don't want to overshoot it. I think I'm going to leave. Oh, look at that. Bang on. Usually when you pull the stick out, it jumps and it moves, and then you have to go back in and do it again. Not this time. So for the second part, we connect a distortion meter to the tape out jack, and we do the same thing, but we use a tone, 1000 hertz tone, and we adjust it for the lowest distortion. We want our distortion to be less than 0.13%. So let me get connected for this, and we'll try this out. So this time I'll be feeding a tone in, and I'll be adjusting the bottom. This is part 2 of the same transformer, so I'll adjust here, and we'll monitor the distortion meter. There's our tone. Okay, so I'm setting up, calibrate this, and turn it to read, and there's our distortion. So we are sitting quite high. We're sitting at 1.5%. Let me turn the lights off. It drops to about 0.8. Let me try adjusting this. Yeah, it's very touchy. Okay. We're sitting at 1% right now. Let me get a little closer on the range. Can't get it any lower. I'm going to try a stronger signal. There we go. Just calibrate it. We're sitting at about 0.5%. Okay, that's going higher. Let's turn it back. It's as good as I can get it right there, 0.5%. Why is it twitchy like that? Let me see what I can do about this. Strengthen this up. Turn this down. Okay, let's try it one more time. Let's calibrate it. Read. 0.5%. Oh, here we go. Alright, so now we're down around 0.3, 0.2, 0.1. Okay, that's as high, low as we can go right here. Just needed to boost the modulation. That's all we needed to do. Okay, so we got that. Good. That's where it should be, right here. Now this moved on us, so we have to go back and adjust the first one. So let's go do that. Set this back to 0. Okay, that's pretty close. Yeah, I'll leave it here. And then we'll check the other one again because these are interacting, so we have to do them both. Back to the distortion meter, I'm going to 0 this and read it. And we're still down. Wonder if we can get a little better out of that. I don't know if we can. It looks like we're pretty much at the bottom. No, wrong way. Going down, down. Nope, we were at the bottom already. So I'll just leave it there. And our meter's still at 0, so we're good. This is what this receiver needed. It was a tune-up like that because the stations were off. Alright, already there's a huge improvement. We're getting stereo on our weak stations. And if I scan through the band, I'm getting stereo on all of them now.
I could go on, but...
Oops. Don't turn off on me. Yeah, they're all coming with stereo now. So that's what it needed, just a little tune-up. See, the scan works. Locks in. Yeah, it's working good now. A lot better.
It's Bree celebrating the Jays being in the...
It's actually working on
Words to words, not
way better than when it came in.
Anywhere, like a good neighbor. Now Radio's there. Are we gonna get sued for that? Get the Now Radio app today. Now Radio.
Okay, shall we keep going? We still have more to do. These are IF, FM tracking. I think we did the IF already. Yeah, we did the IF. FM tracking. Okay, so let's do this. Muting level I think is fine. Signal strength I think is fine. Separation, we might not have to do any more. We might could just stop right here and say we're done. But I'm going to go through with these steps 21 and 22 to see if we get any gains on these adjustments. Probably not, because a lot of them are already peaked out already. And we'll see how much more gain we get. If we do get any, it's a bonus. Okay, so we're going for step 21. We're going to feed a 98 megahertz signal in. Set the receiver for 98 megahertz. And I believe this is modulated with a 1000 hertz tone. And then we connect up a meter to the tape monitor jack. Adjust L2, L4, L5 for maximum signal. Sorry. And L2, where is L2? It's T2, L2, L4, L5. These three here, which is these three here, 2, 3, and 4. But those aren't coils that you adjust with a screwdriver. Those are coils you adjust by spreading and squeezing the coils together. You can see them in there. I have to get in there with a screwdriver, and if I spread it apart, you're lowering the inductance. If I squeeze them together, you're increasing the inductance. So I just need to go in there and touch these coils, see if I make any difference on the signal. So I'll put you up on the meter, pump a signal in, and we'll watch what happens. Okay, we have... Okay, let's turn up my generator. Let's turn down the volume. Okay, I'm going to manipulate L2. And I'm going to squeeze it closer together. Doesn't seem to have any effect. I'll try spreading it apart a bit. No, I think we're there. Let's move on to L4. Yeah, really, you know what? I think turn this down a bit might help. Got a little bit of gain out of that one. You know what? I really don't want to muck around with these coils, because if I play around with them too much, yeah, I'm going to leave them alone. I think they're okay. Okay, so I left off on step 21, 22. I did not get any gains out of this. I was manipulating these coils. I didn't actually do. Let me try this 106 megahertz. So I have a station at 106 megahertz. Well, it's at 1059. I'm going to try step 22 as a last step, just to see if we can get anything out of these two tuning capacitors. FM muting level is fine. I don't see any problem with that. FM signal LED is fine. We're getting our bars according to the strength of the signal. FM separation I think is fine. I'm not going to do any more after this. I'm going to do step 22 and then I'm going to call her a day. Okay, so we're at 106.5. There's no station here, that's why I picked 0.5. And I got the generator at 106.5, full modulation, and it's turned right down. We're going to turn this up. Okay, so going up on the signal. Let me turn this down. So let's adjust TC1, TC2. Okay, those are up here. I can see this. Okay. This TC1. Oh yeah, I got a little bit of gain there. Not much, just a touch. Let's see if I can peek it. I think I'm going to leave it there. TC2. Here's TC2. TC2 is already peaked. So, we're done. Alright, so let's do a scan of the band. A lot of noise.
CIWE-FM, a Windspeaker media radio station broadcasting from the AMSA studio.
Les militants ont d'abord monté les pancartes avant de les distribuer.
Ping, and they're expected to meet later this week. Kate Fisher for CBC News, Washington.
Yeah, they're all coming in great. There's a lot of noise, background noise, but I think it's fine.
Well, maybe there.
Faded guitar solo, like, let's extend that thing, man. How about Cream? That was Ray Sharp from 1950.
Sounds good. I missed that one. Some of those are pretty weak. So I'm going to leave it at that. I think the tuner's much improved now that I did a little bit of tweaking to it and a little bit of alignment. I think I brought it in, and that's the way it should be working. It's nice, strong signals, picking up the weak ones. We're even getting stereo on the weak ones. So I'm pleased with that. So I'm going to leave it at that, close this one up. So thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you on the next one.